Cardinal fans loved Jack Buck for many reasons. Not only was he a great broadcaster for half a century, but he was also a friendly, funny, and generous man. He simply liked people. He was a cool guy. He made you feel comfortable to be around him. In his performance, there was a sincerity and a consistency. Jack could build the drama in a ball game and rise to the big moments. But he had plenty of charm and humor to be entertaining in the down times as well. He made some truly memorable calls in his career, and Jack Buck was the 1987 recipient of the Ford C. Frick Award, becoming the 11th baseball announcer ever to be inducted into the broadcaster's wing of the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Now the memory of Jack Buck will reside for eternity along with the other legendary baseball announcers, among others men like Vin Scully, Mel Allen, Red Barber, and Jack's partner in St. Louis for 16 years, Harry Carey. What were some of the qualities these men shared, these Hall of Famers? Certainly they were all unique, one-of-a-kind performers. They were all radio men first, and then television announcers later in most cases. They had great voices, ones that were easy to listen to. They had a basic talent for calling a game with a smooth delivery. They were prepared, enthusiastic, accurate, and descriptive. They loved baseball. They had fun with the game. Most were masterful storytellers. In baseball, the announcer needs some personality. It's a long season. A good sense of humor sure comes in handy during losing campaigns. Most possessed a strong vocabulary and a command of the language. All of them appreciated the history of baseball, and they all had stamina and longevity. Broadcasting big league baseball games on the radio can be an exhilarating experience, and those of us who do it for a living are extremely fortunate people. But 162 games is also a marathon, an intense grind of working virtually every day, including holidays and weekends, for 6 months in a row, and traveling coast to coast relentlessly. It's announcing a Friday night, rain-delayed extra inning game, and then after just a few hours sleep, cranking yourself back up for a Saturday afternoon game. And this might be at the end of a stretch of working 34 games in 35 days. Jack Buck's first season with the Cardinals was 1954, and he was still on the air broadcasting Redbirds games in 2001. I used to really enjoy it when he would pop into our broadcast booth, whether it was to check on a player's pronunciation or just to say hello. In June of 2001, Jack Buck was at Chicago's Wrigley Field to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and he stopped by our Cubs WGN radio booth to visit with Ron Santo and me. He was still sharp, and he was still funny.
Here's the 0-1 to Kerry Wood, line towards center, but Robinson is there. The slender left-handed center fielder makes the catch for out number 2. Jack, we've been talking about your appearance over at the Museum of Broadcast Communications tomorrow, 5:30 to 7:30. It's called An Evening with Jack Buck. Admission is free. It should be a good time, though.
Well, that shows you how important I am when the admission's free. I mean, it was Tony Bennett. How much was the ticket?
Well, I'm sorry I brought it up, Jack. Here is Eric Young stepping in.
Isn't there a door charge or a cover charge? Or
there might be a raffle program of some
kind. A raffle? You have to buy a raffle ticket?
Young is 1 for 3. The pitch by Kyle is outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
You know what I'm going to do after the Cardinals bat in the top of the 7th, don't you?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to start a riot here.
Well, we're very excited about you singing in the 7th inning.
We've heard all kinds of styles in the last few years, Jack. Here is Young taking inside. You mentioned the name Tony Bennett. Would that be kind of like your style?
Well, you know, I saw him and heard him sing in 1950.
Jeez, is that right?
I was one of the few people who knew him at that time.
Wow.
I went from there to listening to Harry Carey. Now, how's that for a stretch? How's that for a stretch? We all know that Harry could not sing, and he's the most famous singer Chicago has ever had.
That's right.
3-0 on Eric Young.
He couldn't even sing in the shower. I know, because I've taken a few showers with him in the past.
The 3-0 to Young, and it's high for ball 4. I'm glad the inning continues. We're having fun with Jack Buck. Hall of Famer, Radio Hall of Famer. I read his book, That's a Winner, published in 1997.
Is the lake still out there, Pat?
Yeah, I think it is. You can't see it real clearly today.
I've been there for 2 days and I haven't seen it yet.
I really miss seeing Jack in the press box on one of those sweltering summer days when he would look at me and with a wink in his voice say, "They don't pay us for nothing, kid." Jack Buck became nationally known for his television work on big events like the Super Bowl and the World Series. But it was his work on local radio, KMOX and the Cardinal Radio Network, that really made him who he was. You will hear some of his greatest broadcasting moments on this program. First, let's learn a little bit about his earlier days.